and I'm back with another video for Ophelia Talks, and today we are making a drawstring bag in the shape of a strawberry. Now I have to say I enjoyed designing this. I had such fun trying this out. So first of all, of course, there is the shape of the strawberry that I needed to achieve in my bag, and then of course what am I going to do for the leaves on top? And yes, we have closing and opening drawstrings. Look at that. So we have a drawstring bag that you can close with the drawstrings. Let me get them. And that you can open with the drawstrings. Voila! Magic. So it's really handy to get into it, to get your things that you are putting in here. This would make such a lovely drawstring bag for small items in your handbag. For, you know, if you give a gift of money, you could put the money in there and then they would have the little gift there. All kinds of things that you normally have lying about in the bottom of your handbag, they could go in here and you could easily find them. So I hope you will join me in making this drawstring bag, and yeah, I hope you will enjoy making it. I have certainly enjoyed designing it. Real quick, before we continue, make sure you are subscribed to my channel, like my content, and do go and have another look at all the videos that I have already published. I have more than 1,000 videos on my channel, and I do hope you will find some lovely projects to make. Thank you for being here, and back to the video. Watch till the end of the video to find out exactly the materials I used for this project. So we're going to get started by making a slip knot. So make your slip knot whichever way you usually make it. Insert your hook, and we are going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. Then we are going to go back to the first chain. Get in there. And then we do a slip stitch. So we make a tiny little circle like this. Now we are going to place 11 double crochets into that little circle. So to get started, we're going to do a chain 1. Then you are going to place 11 double crochets into the middle of that circle. So that's 1. So yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, and as you can see I'm trying to take along my end, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and that's 11, but we need 12 V's. We need 12, so the slip stitch is going to be our 12th V. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This one here is the 11th one. I'm going to go under that one. And I do my slip stitch, and this will now be, there we go, my 12th V. So the next round we will do a chain to get started. Then we are using every V on the outside of our work, and in the first V, so this one here, we are going to place 1 double crochet. There we go. Then the second stitch, the second V, we are going to place 2 double crochets. So this increase is not enough to make our base flat, but it's going to get that strawberry shape. So in the first stitch that you encounter, you place 1 double crochet. In the second stitch, you place 2. Continue like this along the round. So you keep on doing and turn it inside out. There we go. See, we've already got that shape. And then here, yeah, this is the next one where I have to do a 1. And then here is our last V to work with. Now we did a chain 1 to get the height for the first stitch. So this V here still needs its 2 stitches. So let's put in the first one and then the second one. There we go. So the 2 double crochets. Then we are going to skip this one here, go under the next V, and we do our slip stitch. Voila. And that has finished the round. And you now have 18 stitches. So now we are going to do our chain 1. Then in the first V you do, let's do it first, a double crochet. In the next V you do a double crochet, and then in the next stitch you do 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. And this is how you continue. You do 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, and 2. Voila. So this is how you are going to continue your round. So here I am at that last stitch there. So we do 2 double crochets in there. Then we skip the starting chain, we skip the first stitch because the slip stitch that we do will lie over here, and we go into the next stitch and we just pull it tight. There we go, and we do that slip stitch there. You now have 24 stitches. Then chain 1, and this time we are going to do 1 double crochet in the first stitch, 1 double crochet in the second stitch, and 1 double crochet in the third stitch. Then we do 2 double crochets in the next stitch. So 1, 1, and 1, and then 2. So this will be your repeat for this round. 3 double crochets in a row and then 2 in the next stitch. I will see you at the end of the round. Just made it to the end of the round, so 2 double crochets in that last stitch. Skip this one and this one, go under the next V, and we do our slip stitch. You now have 30 stitches. So now we're going to chain 1, and this time our repeat is going to be 4 double crochets on their own and then the 2. So let's get started. So this is the first one. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we are ready to do the 2 double crochets in the same stitch. So this is the repeat you will do for this round. Just finishing those last 2 double crochets in the last stitch, skipping and doing my slip stitch. There we go. So I now have 36 double crochets in my round. So same thing again, chain 1. This time we are doing 5 double crochets, and then we'll do the 2 in the next stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then in the next stitch we do those 2. There we go. So I will see you at the end of the round. Just doing my last stitch here of those 2. Then we skip these 2, go under the next one, and we close the round. So we now have 42 stitches in our round. So now another round. So chain 1. This time we are going to do 6 double crochets on their own, and then we will do 2 in the next stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And in the next location we're going to place 2. So this is the repeat that you will continue for the rest of this round. Just finishing my last stitch here, where I have to place the second one. Then we skip these two here, go under the next V, and we do a slip stitch. There we go. So we now have 48 V's on the outside of our work. So now we're going to chain one. Then you are going to get started with a double crochet in the first stitch. We are going to be doing boxes now, okay? So then chain one, skip one, and a double crochet in the next stitch. And then we do a chain two, skip one, double crochet in the next stitch. So we still need to do a little bit of an increase in this round. So the way to do this is to make a box with one chain, and then the next box you use two chains. Each time you just skip the one stitch of the row below and you do your double crochet. So you do a double crochet, chain one, skip one, double crochet, and then you chain two, skip one, double crochet. Chain one, skip one, double crochet, chain two, skip one, double crochet. One and two. And you won't notice this once you've got your bag in use, because of course the drawstrings are going to run through them. But for laying flat, it just needed that extra bit of chains in there. So I will see you at the end of the round. So double crochet in that next stitch, chain one, skipping this stitch, skipping these two V's here. We are going to try and get under the next V, which is the chain, to be honest, and then we are going to, there we go, close our round. So that is the end of our red color. We now have 24 boxes. So we are now ready to add the leaves on top of our strawberry bag. Now I haven't designed full leaves, I've just given them an inkling of a greenery on top, just so that it wouldn't get too heavy and it would be easy for us to make it. So do your slip knot, insert your hook, and we are going to look for a box with two chains like this one here. Then you are going to just go round the chain and do a single crochet just like that, so you're started. And now we're going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Then you go to the next box with the two chains, so you skip a box, go into the next one, and we do a single crochet. Off we go again with our chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and into the next box with a 2 chain. So we skip a box, into the next one we go for a single crochet. And this is how you are going to continue until you meet the first loop again. So I've made it to the end of my round here, just going to go into this single crochet there, do a slip stitch to close my round. Now I'm going to just go into the chain here and do a slip stitch, and I'm going to do another one, and this will bring me to the sort of the middle of that next loop. And now I'm going to do exactly the same thing, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a single crochet around the next chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 single crochet around the next chain. So we are going to do 2 rounds of these loops, and that will be plenty to give us an idea of the greenery on top of our strawberry. Right, I will see you at the end of this round. So I have made it to the end here. This is where I started, so I'm just going to go in here for a slip stitch to close my round. And so this is plenty. If you scrunch it together like this, then you'll have this sort of on the top as your little leaves, and I think that's fine, because otherwise it's going to just be too much on top of there. So that is it for the finish of our actual bag. So now we are going to get going on making the drawstrings. So to get started, we are going to make a drawstring for closing. So make your slip knot, insert your hook, and you're going to chain 75. So let's start chaining. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I will see you when you have 75. 71, 72, 73, 74, and 75. Now, do not cut this off. Okay, so pull up a big loop. So before we start weaving in our chain, we're going to find the one where we started and finished. So this is going to be a middle one, and I'm going to put a stitch marker on there because that will make it a lot easier to recognize this. This is also going to be the position for the short drawstring later on. And then you look at your boxes like this, so you tally them up with the other side. And then here we have that middle one as well. So put your stitch marker in that one too. Okay. So now I find it really handy to use this big darning needle and to put our chain onto that like this, and then I am going to draw it into my bag like that, and that makes it so much easier. So here, this is where we need to come out, so we're going to go in there and then up and down all along the boxes of our strawberry there, and so we come out on this side here, so that's okay. So pull it so it's hanging out like so, with a few stitches here, so not more. And then we just go past this one here, and then in, out again. There we go. What did happen here? No, oh, I thought the stitch marker got stuck there. And then out here, so that's correct. So that is perfect that we have this one free for this drawstring. Now we are going to take off the needle. You go back to where your loop was, and we're going to finish this drawstring with a leaf straight away. So we are ready here to start crocheting. Find the end of your chain here. You are going to count back 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and you go in there. Make sure it's all tight. You pull up a loop and you pull it through the loop on your hook. So now we really have closed our drawstring, and we already have the little chain that we need for our leaf. So we are now ready actually to start doing that leaf straight away. So we are going to do a chain, then you yarn over into the same 5th chain there. You're going to place a double crochet. In the next stitch you're going to place a double crochet. Then a half double crochet in the next stitch. Again, in the next stitch, a half double crochet. And then in the last one, you are going to place a single crochet. Then we do 3 chains, 1, 2, and 3. You go back into that 3rd chain for a slip stitch, so you make a little picot. So we have a nice point to our leaf. And then, and as you can see, this one gets ready to sort of position itself down there. So try to take that up as well. So you've sewn in your end already. And then find that first chain here, sort of the last strand of that, and you do a single crochet. Then we are going to be doing 2 half double crochets in a row. So the next stitch a half double crochet, and the next stitch is going to be a half double crochet. So you're using the leftover strand. And then here, of course, and I'm laying across this end as well, we are going to be placing a double crochet. There we go. And here as well, twist your hook if you need to, a double crochet. And then we are going to do a chain and go into, either, let's have a look where we can go into a place there, just to do a slip stitch. So just find a location that you can get into here at the top. And look, we've made a leaf, and that leaf is positioned at the end of our drawstring. So straight away now, let me cut it off and show you. Look, don't pull it out, but pull out this end. Look, straight away we have finished our drawstring here. We have a leaf at the end of it, and all you need to do is sew in these 2 ends, and I suggest you sew them into the leaf. You can, if you wanted to, sew them in such a way so that you create the vein of the leaf there with a running stitch. So now for our second drawstring to go into our bag, we need to make sure that we are on the opposite side of the other drawstring. So we are now inserting our second drawstring on the opposite side of the bag. So we're going to go in here and in and out. There we go. Voila, let's pull that through already. Like so, then here in, out. And then here we come out here. There we go. Voila. And then of course now we are going to make that same leaf that we did on the other side. And now this is where we're at. Look at that. Isn't it gorgeous when it closes up? I think it just looks really sweet. But of course now opening up means you have to go in with your fingers and pull it open. So now we are going to make the opening drawstrings. So now let's make the opening drawstrings. So here I have attached the opening drawstring around the double crochet where my stitch marker was positioned. So that's the position for that one. But on the other side we have this position here where our stitch marker is on this one, but we are going to attach the drawstring here. It just makes sense to do that, otherwise it doesn't tally up. But that's okay, that's fine to do that. So now to make the drawstrings, yes, I have already made one here, so let's make the second one together. So we are going to get started with a slip knot. You insert your hook, and like I said, we are going to be using this one here, so not this one, but this one here. So it's in between where these 2 strands come out. So go around the body of that double crochet and do a single crochet. And now we are going to do 25 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 25. So this last one here, we are going to make sure that's not too tight. So pull up your loop, cut off your yarn, and we are going to pull through the end, but making sure we have a little bit of an opening here on that last chain there. So with the lemon, let's make a slip knot, insert your hook, and we are going to make the center of the flower, but we are going to make it straight onto the chain, into that stitch that we sort of opened up a little bit. So you go into there, and let's start with a slip stitch so we don't create any bulk. And now we're going to do a chain, and we are going to place single crochets into the circle. So this is the first one, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you need 6 V's, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is our little chain, so going under this V here, I am now going to, there we go, close the round with a slip stitch. It's a little bit fiddly. There we go. So here we have our little center of the flower. So now I'm going to cut that off, and of course it helps if you sew in your ends, so I'm going to sew in these ends just to make everything nice and tight. So I have now sewn in the ends. Make sure you stay within the colour, that way your colours stay nice and clean. So now for the petals of the flower. Once again, I am using loops of chains because it's so dainty and so small. It's just nicer than, you know, than a full leaf. So let's get going on that. So I've made my slip knot, and so we have our V's to work with. So we're going to go into a V. So underneath the 2 strands, you do your single crochet, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chains. Then you go to the next stitch to go under. Now this one is a little bit funny because that's where I finished and ended. So let's find the second strand here. There we go, that's okay. Voila. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Into the next one with a single crochet, and so on. And you do this 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you have 5 little petals. Voila. And then the last one, you put that in with the first one. There we go. Look at that. And we have our little flower finished as well. So sew in the ends. And so here we have it, our little drawstring bag. Remove the stitch marker. And let's have a look to see if it works. So to close, you pick up the leaves and it closes. And to open, you pull the flowers and it opens. There we go. So for today's video, you will need colours, of course, which are correct for the strawberry. So I have used a yellow, a red, a white and a green. Now I am using Wendy Supreme Cotton Love, and it's a yarn which is made up of 50% acrylic and 50% cotton. So really it's an ideal yarn for a wearable, but I am just playing around with it and feeling it and seeing how it works up, and so a small project like this is always ideal to to try out a new yarn. So this one here is jade, this one here is white, then we have red, and we have lemon. And this yarn is prescribed for a 4 hook because it's a DK thickness, but you know, for my tension I have to go down a hook size, so I'm using my 3.5. So if you don't normally have to change hook sizes from what is prescribed, then just use your normal hook size that you usually use. Also, of course, scissors for cutting off the yarn, and I have here my usual darning needle, which is blunt, but I also have a sharp one because we're working with really small items here, and sometimes you just need to go through the yarn instead of around the strands. A couple of stitch markers will come in handy as well. Now let me know in the comments down below what you would like to put in this strawberry drawstring bag and what you will use it for. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.